Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Vince, and we are going over poll 84 Miscellaneous Mayhem. It's April 25th today, and this came out April 23rd. I wasn't feeling too great, so I decided to push it back a day or two. I feel a little bit better now. I can actually talk without just sounding awful. So, poll 84 brings summer sweep-up changes, including demonic gorilla improvements, bird nest, quality of life, and more. We're going to jump into it real quick. Hope you guys have all been doing great. It's been I think a couple weeks now since I've done one of these. So, an update on the next day, actually, they added this, so it's kind of cool that I waited. We'd like to clarify that we also removed the 6 successful attacks trigger for demonic gorillas per switching entirely with this update, and it's now added to the news post. So, changelog. I guess this is just all the changes. We can go over that at the end, I suppose. So we're just going to jump right in. No old school update is complete without a grab bag of quirky quality of life tweaks and fixes. This batch of updates is packed with the kind of changes that don't steal the spotlight but still deserve their time to shine. From gorilla behavior tweaks to bird nests, here's what's fresh in the land of Gillinor. Starting off with gorilla aggression and a very cult-like image of, I don't even know what that is, like demonic gorilla, like monks almost. Anyway, gorilla aggression. After completing Monkey Madness 2, you've proven yourself more than capable of handling Gilnor's primate problems. So why are tortured and demonic gorillas still acting like you're invading their jungle gym? I mean, probably because you are going into their territory and habitat, but with this change, we've made it so that they'll no longer be aggressive post-quest. On top of that, they will now swap prayers for every 70 damage taken instead of 50, giving you a bit more breathing room during fights. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good right off the rip. I did see one Reddit post complaining about I think the tortured gorillas not being aggressive anymore because they like to, like, AFK them at work or whatever. So, I mean, I guess for that niche, it's kind of a downgrade, but it doesn't seem too bad. Alternatively, I guess you could make it, what's it called? You could make it a toggle, but I think just not having it aggressive makes sense. Plus, there's potions to make it aggressive, so whatever. Edit. Alongside the above changes, we also removed the 6 successful attacks trigger for demonic gorillas per switching. More like demonic gochilla. Am I right, guys? Goodness gracious. Anyway, yeah, so now it looks like it's just every 70 damage taken instead of 50, and they removed the 6 successful attacks. So, and next we have Mr. Know-It-All. Ever feel like you log in and immediately forget what you were doing? Now you'll be greeted by a random did you know tip offering helpful reminders, fun factoids, or the occasional game mechanic you might have missed. You can customize the message color in your settings or turn them off altogether. Turn them altogether off. Should say off altogether, in my opinion. If you're too wise for tooltips, we'll be expanding this feature over time with even more nuggets of wisdom. This is pretty cool too. They give you a little example of did you know if you're poisoned and access your bank, you can click on the health icon by your minimap and it will automatically use a dose of anti-poison from your bank. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It seems like they're gonna just put random factoids in there, and from what I've seen, some of them like are pretty legit in terms of just random stuff you wouldn't know. So pretty cool way for them to interact with the community there. Next, we have the bird nest changes. Good news for nesters. Snagging a beginner clue from a bird nest on members' worlds no longer makes the nest vanish into the void. I actually noticed this. I've said it in a previous ramble, but I've noticed this in passing, like on my own, doing redwoods. The beginner's nest just disappears. So now we actually get one from that, so that's cool. I want to roll back though on my bird's nest. Fucking put that back on my account. Now, anyway, also opening bird's nest will now auto queue, letting you crack through your whole stash with a single click. Much easier on your poor fingers. Although you'll still need to open clue nests manually if you prefer to open bird nest the old way. Spam clicking remains a viable option. I'd rather just spam click. It's never too much. It's usually just a few nests. Wintertide tidy up. The warmth bar during Wintertide games was getting a little bulky, especially when the arena was packed. We've made it narrow and cleaner so it won't clutter up your screen. On top of that, your HP bar won't awkwardly overlap with the warmth bar when you take cold damage. It's a subtle update, but your eyeballs will thank you. Yeah, no, that's cool. I like the subtle updates. I like the polishing of their game that they have. They already have a good game, so things like this where you just spend extra time polishing it are always cool, in my opinion. Same thing here. Snow more trouble. You can now toggle off the falling snow overlays seen in places like Waterbirth Island. This one's for anyone who finds the effect visually uncomfortable or distracting. A small setting with a big impact for accessibility and just customization in general. Be warned that in places where damage usually accompanies falling snow, you will still be affected. Yeah, that's obvious. The changes are kind to your eyes, not your HP. Yeah, that's cool. It's always nice to have that customizability and being able to just control your game a little bit more like that. And this is small. It says Tower of Life crates. If you've ever scoured the crates in the Tower of Life during the quest, you'll only to be met with the crushing disappointment of finding nothing. You'll be glad to hear that from now on. You'll always get something from those crates. I mean, that's fine, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how much of an effect that'll have on the game, but that's nice, I guess. And that's gonna do it for the most part. It's a very, very quick poll, but merch update, we have new Angels Scapes lines, so it looks like we have the Araxor and Rax pins, which are pretty cool. They're very detailed. It's pretty nice. So if you're an Araxor fan, we got some pins if you're interested. And the Scythe of Vitor of the OG, the Sanguine, and the Holy Scythe pins, and it looks like a keychain as well. So that's pretty cool. They look pretty detailed. Stuff like this I've always found to be somewhat flimsy. So like I have an Iron Man one, an Iron Man keychain on my desk, but I found with some of the ones like this, where like the scythe has like this part coming out, and like even like here, I feel like that could break really easily. So be careful if you do end up getting these. Don't let it break. Maybe just leave it on your desk or somewhere that's not going to get broken. But those are cool. Angel Scapes always does a great job with these. So get them whilst you can. There you go. And I guess they're doing a Star Forge PC giveaway. We've seen this sort of stuff all over the place. That AGS poster is absolutely badass. So there is a giveaway if anyone's interested in that. And other changes. Let's see what we got. Untradeable bonds can now be converted in the conversion menu using coins from your bank, not just your inventory. So that's another nice little quality of life. The bond pouch interface now correctly states that Iron Man can gift bonds. It's cool. Increase the size of the click boxes on the plank walk and roof balance obstacles in the Ardoin agility course. It's cool, I guess. I never had too much of a problem with those things, but that's cool. It makes it a little easier, I guess. Gommel and Lady now give up-to-date info about how to earn combat achievement ranks, and the arcane spells in the in-game skill guide can once again be clicked to find out what runes they require. You got the PvP world rotation and signed JMod. So pretty short little blog post here. Just a couple quality of life changes and polishing of the game. But honestly, it all seems like cool stuff. Again, it's just very brief from what I've seen, but and then I said we were going to go in the change log, so I think this is just what it shows. Yeah, this is basically the whole blog just in bulleted format. So those are the updates for poll 84, Miscellaneous Mayhem. So again, it's April 25th of 2025, so it's pretty cool. It came out on April 23rd. So thank you guys for watching. Nothing crazy in this one, but just some quality of life and polishing. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.